Hey, how's it going? Dan Mayo here. This is RuMayoNation. Back up the titles. I don't know why I keep doing that. Like, I just did it once, and I don't really know a natural way to kind of bring the titles in. You're probably thinking, why do you even have titles? And I don't really know is the answer to that either. I don't know why. Why? So anyway, how are you doing? How's it going? How's your week been? It's been a different kind of prelude to this recording on Tuesday, the 22nd of October. Normally, my daughter goes off to her nan's and I have the kind of morning to get my bearings and go to the gym, then take my narcotics and then record. And full disclosure, the Pro Plus has gone in, but I think even in the half an hour that I sort of took it ahead of time for it to kick in at the right time for it to drop, I think it has been depleted in the half an hour between then and my daughter going down for her sleep. So yeah, we're gonna try and keep it upbeat, light and frothy. It's episode 10. Episode 10. I don't think I've even mentioned this, but just so you're in the loop, I'm setting my stall up to do 21 episodes, and I want to carry on beyond that. But there's this mad stat where if you get to 21 episodes, then you're automatically in the top 1% of podcasts because most people just quit by then. So if you're ever finding yourself watching this going like, I don't think he's got anything planned to say, you're probably right. I've got my digression pad. There are notes. For those who don't know, I keep a pad in front of me because my mind can wander. But yeah, episode 10, we're nearly halfway there. Whoa! Living on a podcast prayer. And yeah, pop that on my CV. Top 1% of podcasts in the world. Yeah? If CVs are even a thing, and I'm not entirely sure they are anymore. I really don't know. Because you always get, we've had it before, people posted on the Spotted page being like, hi, my name's Harry, I'm 18 and I'm looking for a job. And you'll always get at least one person in the comments going like, just print off some CVs, mate. Go around, hand them out. It's like, hey, 2024 fucking has sent you a Snapchat to say, motherfucker, come join me. You don't hand out CVs anymore. Maybe I'm wrong. But it's all online, isn't it? And it's basically just, it's a farting hurricane, isn't it? You chuck your name into the ring for, the 8-hour-a-week shift job, and you and 850,000 others cross your fingers and hope you get the call back. I remember taking in CVs when I worked in retail, and you always know you're on for a ticket when it actually says curriculum vitae at the top. And then you realise this is definitely just someone who doesn't really want a job. They're just getting pressured by their parents to go around and hand out CVs because it will say things like hobbies include showering and brushing my teeth. And I'm not even exaggerating. That is what one of the CVs said. I should probably I mentioned, was it last week's episode about the guy in the stock room that would sneak up on you and be like, I'm really good at creeping up on people. And it's like, and when the question on Family Fortunes is, we asked 100 people what the best traits of a rapist are, our survey said, we know that's the top result. He was just a weird fucking dude, man. I ended up chatting to my mate about it, the one who nearly died by banana OD. I haven't got the time to explain. You weren't there, then go back. And he was saying, yeah, he was a weird dude. And I won't name him for, to protect anonymity, Scott. But we were saying, there's no way he's a free man. One way or another, he is incarcerated, whether it's a lunatic bin, whether it's a prison, or whether it's a coffin. He is absolutely confined by something by now. Like my mate was saying, he came up to him and just went, hi, mate. Yeah, so what's up, mate? I'm good at creeping up on people. Yeah, no, I know, because again, I didn't know you were right by me, and how long were you stood there? Because again, fucking weird, mate. He went, yeah, do you ever wonder if your mum came and kissed you on the head goodnight after she'd sucked off your dad? And he was like, no, can't say I have. All right then, headphones back in. What on earth? I know, listen, there are boring jobs, right? But how can you, who stands there and goes, I wonder if they've ever thought about this? No, the answer is no, definitely not. Anything you've thought of, no one else has thought of, okay? And that's why you're probably in fucking Broadmoor by now. Is that the one where they have, is that the mental prison? fucking weird, dude. Like, the stockroom team were like, there were some sound ones in there, but like bizarre guys. We were in a lift once with this one lad, and I won't name him because genuinely he was like a really sweet guy. I think like a couple of fries short of the full Happy Meal. And we were going up in the lift, and it was like the staff lift, so it was a bit like crappy inside it. But someone had written like A to J in the alphabet, like on the, and I'm guessing ran out of time with the lift or didn't know beyond J because that's why they were working there. And like, we were in the lift with him, and he was like, he always used to say, all fun and games. And you're like, yeah. But he says that, and he's like, you know, in Alan Partridge when they're just giggling, he's like, unbelievable.
Nearly there. Unbelievable.
It was like that. We just sort of stood there, and time was proving to be very relative. And this lad just went, ABC. We're like, yeah. DEF, are we still going? HIJ? And you can tell he almost just stumped it running out. I thought, like, fucking, this lift cannot move quick enough. And even then, the lift is taking us to the place where we're going to get posed to some sort of, like, theoretical conundrum by fucking Mr. Crime Watch. Yeah, weird place to work. But we had a good time. So, different start to today. It's so draining. That's the thing, right? Having a toddler, like, every phase of having a child is just stress. Like, I just note this down, actually. Where's my pen? Do you know what? Let's go for this one first. We'll go for the most awkward moment happened last night. And, like, it's going to need a little bit of context, but so I've got 2 stepkids and they're 11, right? And their mum was at a gym class. So they come down to say goodnight. Like, it wasn't 9 o'clock, but we've moved it back to 8:30, which was last year, because we started letting them have a later bedtime, and then they started coming down later. They always just come down 8:30 more or less, but then we're like, right, 9 o'clock, lads. Yeah, all good. They've gone up a year at school, like, you know. Then it started coming down like 9:05, and you think, like, it's not a big deal, but it is, because, you know, we've finally got our daughter down at sort of 7. Then we get, like, at that point, an hour and a half, or, like, you know, but 2 hours, really, we're on borrowed time, because, you know, we're watching TV for maybe half an hour, then I'm watching the TV and my wife to constantly make sure that she doesn't fall asleep. When did the eyes close? No, I didn't miss anything. No, but you did, though. No, I didn't. Well, what's happening now? They're just talking about the murder? I mean, yeah, this is literally a whole documentary about the murder. Can we be a bit more specific? Then I've got to, like, run back the tape and be like, so where do we... So, we're on borrowed time, right? But then whatever you're watching, you're always aware that, you know, at about 2 or 3 minutes to 9, those two, the Chuckle brothers, Bill and Ben, are going to come downstairs. And whatever's on the screen, you're going to have to hit pause on. So you're almost like... You know, you're on the remote going like, okay, well, there's just a guy in a room right now. But very quickly, there could be a lot of blood and gore and guts or boobs. And it's like, just, so you pause it. You go, right, this is safe. There's someone just stood there. Everything's okay for now. And then you wait and you wait and you wait. And then one comes down. You think, no, come down as a pair, because otherwise one comes down and you're like, yeah, night, mate. Yeah. Catch you tomorrow. Then he goes upstairs, and then you're just waiting again for the next one. You can't get in like 1 more minute because you know it's coming. You get a bit of a vibe for it, but it always seems to be that whenever there's that sort of scene is coming, that's when they're due to then come downstairs. You know, what doesn't help is we're watching Brazzers, which is why it really is a matter of time before that plumber arrives, before things start getting a little bit fruity. But like, then the other one comes downstairs. You're like, what have you been doing? Like, brushing my teeth. Yeah, but like, do that do that together, or not together, because they cannot be in the bathroom together, because it ends up being fucking Mardi Gras. But yeah, so like, he comes down, his mum's like at the gym class, so they come downstairs, and normally it's like, you know, they'll lean in, have a kiss from their mum, and then be like, yeah, night, Dan. If I'm lucky, I'll get a night, Dan. I'm like, yeah, night, lads. Like, but then the mum weren't there, and they come downstairs, and I'm like, right, yeah, sweet, night, lads. And they start going like, oh, who are Arsenal playing tomorrow? And Ben, twin 2, has gone into autopilot mode, and he just starts walking towards the sofa, and then he gets to like the sofa, like his knees at the sofa, and he's got like stood over me, and he's like, yeah, and then he goes to lean in. I'm like, are we having a hug and a kiss, or? And he was like, and he's like, it's so awkward. I told my wife about it, like, and to be fair, in the moment I said to him, like, mate, like, your mum's going to find this so funny, because he went like beetroot red. It was quite funny because I saw he caught himself kind of as he started to drop down. You could tell he sort of like acted as if, yep, just rolling his shoulders. Like, no, I went, we haven't hugged a kiss. Like, it's just both of us were like, well, I mean, I'll put it up here. Michael Scott, this is the worst. And I was like, it's a bit like when you call your teacher mummy, innit? And he was like, yeah, it just went like beetroot red. Like, and like, I said, mate, it's all love. You know it's all love. Like, I've been there since they were 3. They don't remember a time before me, but we've never really been huggy. Well, we've never been huggy, kissy. Like, it's just not. And, like, I said to him, like, your mum's going to find that so funny, because however awkward you're feeling right now, I can assure you I feel more awkward. Like, we're not going to unpack this all here and now, but I've never really had a father figure who has been involved in my life. So I have quite a fractured relationship with that sort of dynamic. Not, you know, you see like David Beckham kissing his daughter's lips. Oh, it's fucking disgusting. I'm not like, there's nothing wrong with it. I just don't have that in my core programming. So like, yeah, when he's coming up and leaning in, I'm like, and then just a little sort of like, yeah, no, I always do this. Yeah, no, just stretching, just stretching. At one point he actually like went down to his knees, like beetroot red. But yeah, I was like, mate, your mum's going to find that so funny, because it's actually like me that is the one who feels awkward right now. But yeah, then we did what all kind of males do. Anyway, so Shakhtar Donetsk, yeah, tomorrow night, mate, yeah. He's like, yeah, are they any good? I'm like, yeah, mate, nah, fucking shit, mate. Yeah. Anyway, geezer, do you want a strong cup of tea or... Yeah. Just like, oh, God. And I know that I'm the problem there. But like, equally, like that, you know, it's been, what, like, yeah, 8 years. Like, it's probably too late to start the whole hugging and kissing part of our relationship. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I was like, you know, your mum will be back tomorrow, so you can, like, you know, get back into routine. His brother's there thinking, I'm gonna absolutely have him for this, like 100%. I was like, seriously, don't sweat it, man. It's not a big deal. We laughed it off in the end, but yeah, it made me really like reflect on why was I so freaked out about that. And it's like, hey, we ain't got the time or the money or enough therapists in this world to unpack that shit. Kids all ages can be a pain in the arse, and on the other side of it, wait, look how I've just seamlessly gone back into where I was, all right? My brain's working at the background. This is sponsored by Pro Plus. Like my daughter, when it comes to waking her up in the mornings, here's how I'd like it to happen, right? I go upstairs, I say, morning, and then I get her out of bed, give her a quick cuddle and a kiss, because she's 2 years old and I've done that since birth, so it's a lot more natural an environment for me. And then it's like, should we now get you dressed, downstairs, eat some breakfast, go and walk the dog? That's what I want to happen. Now, my daughter, she seems to want to put on this whole theatric production of No More Monkeys Jumping on the Bed. And it's cute and it's adorable and it's quite funny in parts, but only the first 5, 6, 7 times. But now what's the early show called in theatres? Like the matinee. I've had about 17 matinees in a row now. And I'm just saying she needs to there needs to be some adjustments to the script. There needs to be more like character development, plot development. Something's got to go on. She doesn't even sing the song. She does it kind of like a dramatic reading of it. She's like, Teddy jumping on the bed. He fell off and bumped his head. Mama called the doctor and the doctor said, no more Teddies jumping on the bed. And then she get the rabbit and she goes again. And it's kind of like Christopher Walken. For fighters, monkeys jumping on the bed. He fell off and bumped his head. And the mama called the doctor. The doctor said, no more monkeys jumping on the bed. Like, and it's so cute, but equally it's like, come on, mate, because just having to go through the whole process of feeding you Cheerios is exhausting. And I've had that this morning. Then walk the dog and then get home. And then she's obviously still here. So it's like, oh, what do you want to do? I want to play catch, but you can't catch. So essentially I end up playing fetch with my daughter. And the whole time, with every throw that she chases and comes back, like, I think, is this okay? Like, I'm waiting to tune in to like actual terrestrial TV that I don't watch, TV License Man. And have an advert for like the NSPCC where it's like, do not treat your child like a dog. And yeah, really awkward. I'm basically playing fetch with her and that she sleeps in a cage. But yeah, I'm just sort of throwing it and she's chasing it and she loves it. And I'm thinking like, okay, I think this is all right. But just part of me thinks, why am I like, I'm making her a ham sandwich for lunch. Should I just sort of put it in a bowl and just sort of pop it down on the floor, or yeah. But anyway, so it's been all morning. I'm a bit kind of like a bit frazzled, a bit wired, but we're here, and yeah, we'll get through this, people. Oh, by the way, like she's also like going through the process of toilet training, and like, you know, she'll sit on the potty, and, you know, whether she does or doesn't, you know, it's a big like, hey, well done, Libs, like, you know, trying to encourage it and sort of, yeah, hype her up. But now she started doing it back, so like, oh, Sat, you can't have private poos. That's just something, you know, private poos. That's just something you can't have. It doesn't exist. Like, so much so that even when the whole house is like full of people, the habit for me now is to just not shut the door. And I have to catch myself and go, oh, I'm literally just sitting here like laying a cable, and there's any number of people that could just walk into the room right now. But like, I was having to go for a quick one earlier on, and then she'll come in and go, Daddy's doing a big poo. And I'm like, yeah, on the potty like a big girl. I'm like, hey, how progressive, 2024, not to assume, you know, or to, you know, to give me the benefit of the doubt, I guess. I don't know. Like, am I effeminate? I don't think I am. You know, I know I'm very well kept and groomed, and, you know, obviously, you know, I made the special effort to cut my hair for this and get my nails gelled. But yeah, she's like, Daddy's doing a big poo-poo. I'm like, yeah. She's like, well done, Daddy. I'm like, oh, thanks, mate. Cheers. Now you need to wipe your bum. I'm like, yeah, I've got this. You know, don't want to show off, but, you know, I've been doing this for about 30 years. So, yeah, I've already got this stuff nailed down. She goes, oh, but it's very stinky. I'm like, all right, well, cheers for the fucking feedback. We'll have a focus group, eh? Oh, well, your shit don't stink. I'm telling you it does. I've been fucking wiping it for the past fucking 2 years, love. Oh, man. I'm not going to go too far into this, but my mate had their baby, and just go on official record and congratulate them, like, yeah, but fuck me, there's some adjusting he's going to have to make. Like, he's just like, that their first night, like, back with the baby, came home, and the next morning I was like, hey mate, you're right, how's it going? He's like, yeah, I had a bit of a nightmare last night, just like, I don't know if she's got like a dodgy stomach or whatever, she just keeps shitting, and just doesn't want to be put down and just keeps screaming. I'm kind of like, yeah, nah, they do that, mate. Yeah. Like, just not much sleep. Yeah, just keep screaming. Yeah, that's kind of what they do, mate. Like, and then that next day, he was like, you know, I caught up with him later on in the day, like, hey mate, how's it going? Like, so I felt really isolated in that moment where it's like, shit, man, I'm getting chucked in the deep end here. And my wife had already had 2, and like, we already had a dog, and like, there was a lot more. We already had the kind of restrictions that children and animals put on you, and then it was just another one. And even that was like a massive leap when it's like a newborn baby. They've like had nothing. They're like free swing, baby. What do you want to do? This, let's go do it. And now that is just being dropped on their lap. And like, yeah, so I messaged him later on, like, hey mate, like, how's it going? And he's like, yeah, all good. Hopefully we'll get a better night tonight. Hopefully she'll have a better night. And I'm thinking, what is it? It's the is it James Franco? First time? Like, yeah, you're not gonna have a better night, mate. I'm just gonna break that to you right now. Like, it's not like she's gonna go, hey guys, sorry about last night. Yeah, no, that was all me. Just awkward. Do you know what I mean? Weren't too familiar with my surroundings, so, you know, couldn't quite get to sleep properly, and I don't know, dodgy curry or whatever in the hospital. You know, hospital foods are like, right, yeah, you know, I'm settled now, feeling loads better. So yeah, probably get down about 7, wake up about 7. You know, I do like scrambled eggs, but, you know, anything will do. I'm not fussy, bit of toast or whatever. Anyway, yeah, hope we just start again. Cool, we good? Cool. Anyways, I'll just be off then. Let us know if you need me to do anything around the house. Like, he's like, no, you're going to get the same thing, mate. Like, the baby hasn't got a stomach issue. It's just got, well, the issue is that the stomach's only a couple of days old. So, yeah, they shit and they scream. And, yeah, I'm going to try to be really supportive, but try not to kind of like, because I don't really know what the fuck I'm doing. But, like I say, I remember just being a bit like, I have no clue. And feeling guilty that, like, I was finding it so hard. I'd be like, this is just fucking bullshit. Like, what the fuck? Kind of thing. Like, and yeah, I just kind of want to be that sort of voice for them that goes, yeah, you're right. It is well fucking hard. If you're sat there right now thinking this is fucking impossible, that's so normal. Like, that is how it feels. And you know what? You could be right, because I've still not worked it out. You know, I said to them, like, all they do right now is scream. That's the only way they can communicate. So, you know, in a couple of years' time, they'll be able to add sulking and stropping and shouting at you. So, you know, until then, screaming's kind of the best you've got. So yeah, they'll be fine. You always work it out, don't you? You always find a way, and I'm sure they'll be no different. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how that kind of unfolds. Yeah. So anyways, we'll do a transition and I'll be back, because you guys have come through for me on some of last week's stuff. So we'll get into that, shall we? I keep going to click it. Don't need to click it. Don't click it. So, right. 1. All sorts. Fruity all sorts. This was like a bit of a while ago now. I said about how there were these like licorice all sorts, but I don't like licorice. And then rather than it being licorice, it was the same stuff, except it weren't licorice. Where that would have been, it was like this kind of like wine gum texture, red jelly stuff. And yep, they're called Fruity All Sorts. Picture going there. And I know I said yellow packet. There's a yellow square on the packet. That's clearly where my brain went. They were unreal. But even better than that, even more ridiculous than that, I mentioned a film. I don't know why I'm pointing so aggressively down the camera with my pen. You can watch this on YouTube, by the way. Check out RuMayoNation on YouTube. But like, I mentioned a film vaguely because we used to stay at this guy's house who sadly passed away. And like, he put this film on. And I described it so badly on the podcast. But I've already had like quite a few people being like, oh, it's this film. And not only that, this is the exact scene you were talking about. And it's like, this is fucking cool. I've got like my own like cult Google. Because Google had no answers for me. I tried Googling it in the moment. And you guys have come through, including my neighbour, who I didn't know listens. So annoyingly, going to have to cancel the My Neighbour's a feature I was planning for later on today. I have to just stick to the other ones who don't talk to us since our 2 boys knocked over one of their garden ornaments and then seemed to apparently laugh about it. I don't know. It's very confusing, the story. And like, we weren't going to have that. It's like respect people's property. So we came down a ton of bricks on R2. We made them write a letter and to go round, knock and read out the letter of apology to say that they will, that they didn't mean for it to happen and they, offer their service up because we're very much like be accountable. But then when we did that, like they pulled us to one side when we were on the way to the car to tell us. So we went like fully unacceptable, grounded, you lose your Xbox, write a letter, go around and apologise, offer to do something around their garden to make it right. We've had it in the past where, they're good kids. I'm going to have to stress that again. They just have their moments like all kids do, where one of them ignored a dinner lady and just walked off while the dinner lady was talking to them. So then we made them write a letter of apology to her and offer. All of our sort of parenting methods seem to boil down to get the pen and paper, you're writing them a letter, but to offer like to help them out across a lunchtime duty, like go collect things for them or whatever, like to make amends, like as an act of contrition. But then we did that and like got a bottle of wine to apologise and stuff. And then when we knocked on the door for them to do it, it kind of felt like they were a bit like, oh, okay, I think this is a bit much. So if you don't want it solved, then don't fucking bring it up with us then. Like, it kind of felt a bit weird. Do you know what I mean? Kind of you go like, there's no way to fucking listen to this. They don't say hello when they see us. And, maybe they're just a good judge of character. But, like, it kind of felt like, if you didn't give a fuck, then why did you make such a big deal of it to us? Like, we've come round and we've had them come and make amends and try to make things right. And it felt like we were kind of inconveniencing them. Oh, you didn't need to do that. It's like, well, then, like, So what the fuck was the point in telling us then? Like, complaining to the police, and then when they go to the restaurant, there's no need for you to act on what I've just told you. We just, in future, if you don't want us to solve it, write it down, screw it up, shove up your ass then. Like, you want them to respect your property, so do we. We've tried to make that happen. But anyway, what can you do? He came through as well and said that film, by the way, it's called Dark Crystal. I'd also like to point out that his wife was furious that I described it as a horror. She said it's more of a fantasy adventure. And I was like, okay, I could listen. The description I gave was missing a lot of pertinent information. All right, the genre was the least of its troubles. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on the trailer now, and you can see what I mean. Now imagine I'm about 8 or 9 at this point, trying to watch this, and this is the stuff of nightmares, kids. Gonna get this ready to record because I'm gonna do like a bit of screen hopefully.
In a place outside time.
Where's that guy's voice gone, by the way? Like, there's got to be... Eventually, they're going to run out of people whose voice is like, in a place far from time. Eventually, you're going to run out of people that talk like that. It's like the guy who does the boxing. At some point, you're going to have to find someone who does something a bit different. It's so jarring when it's different, isn't it? Anyway, sorry.
Lies a mystical realm of sound and vision.
Already disgusting.
A wondrous civilization.
I'm assuming the royalties for my wife being in it will be coming in any day now. I'm not even in so much trouble. Do you know what? I guarantee she'll be listening to this. she says she listens to it. I don't pop quiz, but I might have to start. If you watch this, she'd be waiting for it. She'll be looking at me already. I guarantee right now, if I'm sat there watching this, just checking it through before I release it, I'll look to my side now, and she'll be looking at me and being like, go on, say it. So, anyway, off we go.
Where good and evil struggle to possess the dark crystal.
Bit on the nose, the title, isn't it? There's a big dark crystal in it. What should we call it? Dark crystal? Yeah, that'll do. Illuminati there, did you see it? Did you see it? The little bit of stick. There you go, Illuminati confirmed. Pick a lane, man. Like already, like visually. Is it this kind of like old sort of Tolkien-esque set, or are we fucking Back to the Future? It's gonna be a fucking headache, this. Like, I've got to be honest, right? I get annoyed with trailers nowadays when they just show all the best bits. But equally, like, they didn't really show fucking anything then, did they? Like, there's nothing that's going to encourage me. I don't want you giving like the best punchlines in the trailer, or, oh, it was his sister all along. I don't need that much, but give us a bit more. Jim Henson and Gary Kurtz. And then, as I say, someone even hit me up with the scene, which is the death of the Skeksis Emperor. Spoilers, by the way, if you've not watched this. Came out in 1982, that's kind of on you. But this is the scene I remember, like, just etched into my brain. Horrifying. I don't know how much of this I'm allowed to show on YouTube for copyright. Surely they're not going to get really like, excuse me! Royalties, please. I'm like, hang on, my wife was in it. Fucking talk about royalties. Like, it's, you know, like how we spoke about like music in the past being used for like dementia, people for like taking you back to like certain points in your time. The voices are taking me right back to there. Like, sitting there eating Conan spread on toast. No one was able to verify Conan spread, which is like Coca-Cola jam, but I'm hoping someone will come through. Oh, come on, skip through a bit. Yeah.
He's not dead yet, my Lord Chamberlain.
Kneel. Bow.
That's fucking horrifying. 8 years old, I reckon, ish. Oh, just trying to eat my fucking Conan spread on toast. What you're basically seeing there is a recreation of if I try and wake my wife up early on a Sunday.
I am still Emperor.
Now, as bad as my description of the film in general was, can I just say I absolutely aced the whole squawky bird goblin thing and how it died. The whole quickly in its bed. I nailed that. Nailed it. And if there is a sequel, I'm available. If you don't mind nepotism of my wife getting me the job. This geezer's obviously plotting, isn't it? Because he wants to be in charge. Look, what the fuck? Just disintegrates into nothing. And this is the thing, like, most people get like introduced to the concept of death, like, you know, hamster goes, or, you know, we'll just okay that. Like, yeah, your hamster dies, and it's like, oh, okay, or your goldfish. It's like, oh, it's okay, it's just part of life. Like, return it back into, the water or whatever. Bury it in a little shoebox. That's how I learned about death. This squawky little bird goblin going like, I'm still emperor. Horrifying. Absolutely horrifying. Oh, I'm still deaf as well. Like, better. Because, like I said, things are so loud. It's got a bit more, like, I've got a bit more used to it. But I know that it's starting to work because when I do that Valsalva maneuver, like when I pop my ears, I'm going to do it now. Oh, and once again, life very loud. Like, I can feel air coming through my eyelid on the left-hand side, and that's the one that's like the worst, like really blocked up. So, like, it weren't happening before, whereas now I feel like air like fluttering my eyelashes, and it's fucking gross, but I guess it shows that things are clearing up, which is good, but the world's still so loud. After recording last week, I had some yogurt and granola because I'm trying to turn my life around, and stirring that granola into the yogurt, it was like a fucking cement mixture in my head. I'd also like to formally apologise to Aldi for ever saying that your apples weren't crunchy. Jesus, like eating dynamite. I'm like, and yeah, my wife is feeling pretty smug because I'm like constantly being like, oh my God, how loud's this? Like, I'm aware of myself and how loud I am when I'm eating. And she's going, yeah, I've lived with that for like the whole time we've been together. So yeah, but we're improving. We're getting there. I'll tell you what's not getting there is the Royal Mail saga. So to bring you very briefly up to speed, I sent an important letter. I paid full bells and whistles, £7.95 to send this one letter, right? So I could get a tracking number and photographic proof of delivery. I then got a random tracking number for a random parcel that I hadn't sent, and then the image I got was another package that someone else had sent to some other address, right? So I've then had to message the place my thing was supposed to go and be like, hey, did you get it? Because it's quite important, like it was time sensitive. And they're like, yeah, we got it. But then I've gone to the Royal Mail sort of side of things and gone, hey, like, I paid for this, you didn't provide it, I want a refund. And there's this whole thing where it's like, oh, you have to apply online, did that. They refused the refund based on the premise that it had arrived on time by the next day before 1pm. But again, what had was not my thing because the tracking number wasn't my thing. So then I had to go and phone, and I had a long conversation with the woman saying, like, this is what's going on. Oh yeah, it seems as though it's made a duplicate tracking number, and the tracking information you've been provided with was for a whatever this other thing was that was delivered first. That's what became the tracking number's reference point on the app. I'm like, okay. She goes, yeah, so obviously based on that, yeah, you would be entitled to a refund. You just need to apply for it. I was like, what, do I have to go into like the post office because they've said they can't deal with it there? She said, no, you have to do it online. I'm like, yeah, no, but I've already done that. And they refused it based on the fact that it did arrive the next day before 1pm. But again, the thing that did wasn't my thing. We can see on our GPS that it has got there. I'm like, that's great. Like, I'm thrilled. I'm glad. But I didn't pay for me to have to go to the post office twice, put in a written application by email, have this phone call, and then have you tell me by GPS that it probably got there with no photographic proof. And I know it got there, so we're besides the point now of whether it got there or not. I'm content that it's got there. My issue, and again, it's that important because I'm saying issue like that, is that I didn't get the service I paid for. I weren't able to track it on its way. I weren't given photo proof that it got there. I then had to do a lot of arbitrary admin outside of that to make sure that my shit got where it needed to go. And as I've paid a premium and didn't get what I paid for, I want a refund. She was like, oh, okay, well, let me just talk to someone. She comes back on the phone. She goes, yeah, there's not really much else we can do. I'm like, okay, but what does that mean? So, well, just, we can't, like, there's not really much else we can do. I'm like, yeah, but that doesn't work for me. We've established it was not user error. It was you guys that messed up. And let's write this down to remind myself. Just had a random occurrence. Oh, this pen's good. Yeah, decent. Glad I left this pen there like a prop. Yeah, we've clearly worked out that it's not my problem. It was an issue system side with you guys. So something needs to be done about it. She went, well, I can escalate the case. I'm like, yeah, okay. I mean, reopening the case. So I'm like, okay. Yes, and then someone get in touch in 24 hours. I'm like, that's fine. She's like, they'll just tell you the same thing that I've told you, though. I'm like, okay. And when they do, I'll tell them the exact same thing that I've told you, that I'm not happy with the conclusion and I want it escalated. She's like, okay, well, that's your prerogative. I'm like, yeah, okay. So anyway, terminate the phone call, fine. I get an email, like not 24 hours later, but a couple of days later. And honestly, it's like they're trying to give me an aneurysm at this point. I'll find it now. Where is it? Okay, so here we go. Of course we have pop-ups. We respect your privacy. Well, if you respect my privacy, then fuck off popping up on my actual emails. So anyway, this is the reply I got. Thanks for your recent call on the 17th of October. Thanks for your patience, which gave me the opportunity to investigate your complaint. I'm sorry to hear that you feel that you haven't had the service you've paid for. I apologise for any disappointment caused. I could see in previous responses from my colleagues that 2 items were sent using the same tracking reference number, and with only 1 postage fee being paid. Both items, despite only being paid for once, were delivered on the 2nd of September and the 17th of September. As a result of this, there is no refund payable to yourself. Each item must be sent with a separate tracking reference number, and postage must be paid to send each item. I hope the action taken and information provided resolves your inquiry. Once again, please accept my apologies and our thanks for bringing this to our attention. I understand you may still be unhappy with the response. If so, go to the postal review panel, blah, 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 blah. Right, so now they've rewritten the script, and I have treated their postal service like an all-you-can-send buffet and sent multiple things but only paid for one. Yeah, I'd like to send this here, please. That there, please. Send that as well. Yeah, this is quite a heavy one. Send that. I'm only paying for one. I want tracking for all, though. No, I'm only paying for one of them, though. Yeah, same tracking number. Do you know, if all the people that are going to deliver it to different parts of the country, they can just make a little WhatsApp group, chuck me in that, just send me in confirmation photos of the things arriving across the country. Like, so anyway, obviously, I reply, I'm pissed off at this point, full disclosure. I didn't send 2 items, I sent 1 item, and a duplicate tracking code was generated by the post office. That tracking number also belonged to a parcel I didn't send. I received an image and tracking details of a random parcel someone else had sent, and although I'm thrilled for them and their postal needs, it's not solved my issue. I'm glad I explained this at length on the phone to somebody after being on hold for nearly 20 minutes, only to then have the most basic aspects of my issue relayed and understood. In what world would I be able to send 2 separate items to 2 separate places, but only pay for the one of them? So once again, I paid £7.95 to send 1 item to be delivered by 1 PM the next day. I also paid for that service to be able to track the order on its way and receive photographic proof of its arrival. I got access to neither of those things. Instead, I got a random tracking number and a photo which had nothing to do with me. I then had to independently chase up the recipient to ensure that my 1 item had arrived at the 1 place I sent it, and I've since also had to go on this interminable merry-go-round with your postal service to rectify the issue. On my last call, a member of your staff explained that the system had created a duplicate tracking number that has then been assigned to myself and somebody else. The tracking I got was for the other parcel that happened to be delivered first out of the 2. That means I did not get the service I paid a premium for, and as a result, I am entitled to be reimbursed. I'll call again tomorrow, and fingers crossed I find someone whose IQ is higher than the room temperature in the offices they're working in. I'm far from impressed with this. Fuck me. So yeah, now it turns out I've just gone, yeah, I want to send all these things, please. Sorry, no, this is very much a communist rule. I'm paying 1 flat fee for all my postal needs on this occasion. I won't be pulled up on this. No further questions. Fuck you. Get it sent. Piss take, so shit. Can't be asked with the emails to the fucking independent panel. But best believe I'm fucking sending it. Like I said to the woman on the phone, just so we're on the same page here, I'm not going to quit on this. Like, I'm not going to let this go. So we're going to need it solved one way or another. It's been a bit of a bullshit thing with just anything to do with post in a minute. I was bigging up Vinted the other day. I finally had my fingers burnt. Finally, because I bought one thing. And everything's been great so far. It's all come. It's been kosher. It's been good condition as described. Happy days. One comes through and it's just like Real Madrid training top. And I go to put it on. It's a medium. And lengthwise fine. Trunk-wise fine. The sleeves come to like sort of 3/4 down my arms. And I'm like, this doesn't feel great. The material didn't feel great either. On closer inspection, I see the Adidas logo. The A is just fucking so out of pocket. Like, you know the little stick that goes by the curve? It's so fucking long, like on both of them. And then I look at the Madrid badge and it's not quite right either. So, you know, I flag it as a, you know, this is counterfeit. I send photos of the Adidas logo and the badge, and then photos of what Adidas logos should look like based on loads of other Adidas clothing that I own. And they reply, oh, they're different shirts. That's why it will look different. It's like, No, because the shirt might be different and there might be adjustments to the sort of style or motif of the badge, but there's no gap in the badge I've got, and there's always a gap there. I was like, but the Adidas logo, that remains a constant because that is literally their trademarked logo. Like, they wouldn't just start getting flippant with the font of the writing for the word Adidas. Otherwise, it makes making counterfeits even easier to get by. So he's like, okay, well, I'll have a look when I get home. So I said, well, if you can find me another Adidas logo where the lettering is done in this way, I'll change my mind. So, okay, I'll have a look when I get back. Haven't heard from him. So apparently he has 48 hours to make some sort of like amicable resolution. Otherwise, I have to send it off to Vinted and they verify it and find it to be counterfeit. And they will find it to be counterfeit. And then I think I get my money back and also don't have to send that item back. So that'd be a small win. And once again, I'm probably too busy to deal with it, but I'm so fucking stubborn, I will be dealing with it. Do you know what? Like, I had so many more things I wanted to talk about and I've been distracted so much. This never happens usually. I'll quickly talk about the fact that there is now such a thing as a Poundland loyalty card. And do you know what? This might become my unacceptable. Megan.
Excuse me, Megan? That behaviour's unacceptable. I don't like it.
I find it thoroughly, utterly, butterly unacceptable that things in Poundland are no longer a pound. Like, not least because it's ruined. Look at my lips, you're ruining it. Gonna have to find that now.
What do you mean? How? How have you? Oh, man. You're just ruining it. Look at my lips, you're ruining it.
Not least because it's ruined. One of my favourite games, which is to go into Poundland and keep asking a member of staff how much things are. Yeah, mate, how much is this pen? It's £1. Cheers, mate, thank you. How much is this dry shampoo? It's £1. Okay, it's not Borat. What is this? That is cheese. And this? That is cheese also. Probably gonna have to find that now as well.
What is this? That's cheese.
What is this?
That's cheese.
And this? What is this?
Cheese also.
Yeah, but not least that, but you can't Poundland, and here's what's fucked you over. Right? The whole thing with Poundland, right, is that things sometimes weren't worth £1, but they were still £1, and things that were perhaps worth a bit more than £1 were still £1. So it kind of balanced itself out, right? And then you start seeing things like, oh, this is actually like, you know, free for £1. Cool. But then it's like all of a sudden there's these priority items that usually be on the till at the beginning. That was sort of £5-6 perfumes, you know, Britney Spears Fantasy and shit like that. Dupe. And it's £5, £10, and you go, okay, well, the special purchases behind the till. Okay, fine. They bring out a clothing range. Of course, things ain't going to be £1 there. Okay. But now they're just, nothing's £1. Like, it's like, and I think everything, I'm gone with it, as you can tell. You go in there and you think, this should be £1. You're going to have to change the name or change the prices because it might be autism. Can't rule that out. But if I go into somewhere called fucking Poundland, I'm expecting there to be a land of things that are £1. Fucking, like, just, you know? Huh? It blows my fucking mind. Like, I feel like they're going to justify it one day and go, well, it's some pounds. You go, yeah, a fucking Lamborghini, some pounds. But I'm yet to find a Lamborghini fucking forecourt that's called Lamborghini Poundland. Fucking remember your station. This is what you are. Also, the place that's the 99p shop that used to be like a thing, where they undercut them by a single penny. I don't know where they're at. They're probably like, oh, I mean, we're fucked here. How modus operandi was to just undercut you fuckers by a penny. But now you've gone absolutely lawless with it. Pound Stretcher, they get away with it. Because it used to mostly be £1 in there. But they're like, hey, we didn't actually say it was Poundland. We just said to make your pound stretch that a bit further. It's like, you cutting bastards. It's like, it was fucking planned. And I like the value in there in Poundland. But Walnut whips cannot be £3.49 in Poundland. Unacceptable. Megan. But they've also got a loyalty card. Like, you go in there and they're trying to, like, you know, make great savings, blah, 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 blah. And by the way, right, this is 2024, I know, but this is, women will just pick a fight sometimes with you, right? And my wife is no different. Like, we were in there, like, my daughter needs some more leggings, like black leggings, grey leggings that can go with, like, anything up top, because I'm struggling to mix and match here. Like, I know I'm not taking her to Milan for a fashion week, but, like, you know, she needs more black and grey leggings. And we're looking in different shops, we go Primark and all that. I'm so windy, what's wrong with me? And, like, no joy. But anyway, walking around Poundland, and a bit, like, out of nowhere, I'm just sort of walking around, just sort of pottering. You know, we've got nothing on that morning, it's just we're out to be out. You know, parents and toddlers will know, sometimes you just go to a shop, a retail park, whatever, just to be out the house, right? And we're just sort of strolling around, and there's nothing happening, nothing's popping off. And out of nowhere, my wife goes, I bet you're not even looking for leggings, are you? I'm like, full Gary Neville. Like, what? I bet you're not even looking. Like, I mean, I'm looking in as much as you're looking. I didn't realise this was fucking supermarket sweep, and all of a sudden I'm charging around trying to fucking, do his star fucking list and get an inflatable banana and do a pick and mix way out. And do you know what I mean? I never answer with supermarket sweep, by the way. Straight to the videos, right? If it's done by money, I'm guessing there's rules to how many things you can have on, like of something. Otherwise, like turkeys are well expensive. Just fucking loads of trolleys up with them, and just flog them. Quite hard to sell turkeys, but like the videos, VHS still stand. I'm actually mates with the guy whose dad did the commentary for that, by the way. Well, it's weird, isn't it? But yeah, I didn't realise I was on the fucking clock, to be honest. Dale Winton, add that to the value of the goods in your trolley. But I'm looking for the leggings. So then, yeah, I don't know what you want me to do. Stop being all fucking traversing the fucking landscape. Like, yeah, just where the fuck's that come from? Like, I'm just here getting annoyed about Walnut Whip's been £3.50 and now I'm just getting fucking dug out. Like, we've just been in Spoons for a nice breakfast. What more do you want from me? Fuck me. Like, Spoons breakfast is good. It does the job, right? But all I'm saying is, like, my wife got, like, a free hot drink with her, like, breakfast muffin thing. And she went for a hot chocolate. Is it beyond the realms of possibility for you guys to at least just rip open the Galaxy sachet and pour it in some boiling water, give it a stir? Do you know what I mean? They come round like, right, you got your breakfast here. Yeah, thank you. Got the pancakes for your daughter that she's definitely not going to fucking eat for some reason. Yeah, thank you. Breakfast muffin. Yeah, that's great. Got your hot chocolate here. Yeah, just here. Clonk, just an empty mug with a fucking Galaxy chocolate, hot chocolate sachet in it. Would it have killed you to just make it more hot chocolate, less mug with a packet in it? But yeah, you get what you pay for, I suppose. But yeah, anyway, that's women. But no, we're in Poundland, and we're getting around. We're buying some stuff. And I pick up a chocolate orange, and it's like a milk chocolate orange. Oh, okay. I love a fucking chocolate orange. And I take it to Emma. I'm like, oh, look, milk chocolate. I thought they're all milk chocolate flavoured. She's like, no, that's not orange. It's just chocolate flavour. What's the fucking point in that? She's like, it's people that probably just want like the shape, but not the chocolate orange flavour. Like, who is going like, oh, what do you fancy? Like, bit of chocolate? Yeah, go on then, mate. What shape do you want? Sorry? What shape chocolate do you want? I don't really give a fuck, mate, to be honest. I don't care if it's shaped like a cock and balls. Unless I'm eating it in public, in which case it would get weird. Rules for eating bananas, by the way. Banana to mouth, not mouth to banana. Alright? I'll show you the two examples. Banana to mouth. Right, that's fine. Mouth to banana. Weird. Pervert. Eat that indoors if you're going to do it that way. But yeah. Fucking milk chocolate, non-chocolate orange. Game's gone, mate. Utter woke nonsense. But yeah, we get to the till, and then she tries to like, upsell the loyalty card. I'm being a bit of a twat at this point. I've just been dug out for not looking for leggings vigorously enough. So I'm like, oh, all right. Does it make everything £1 again? She was like, huh? I went, does it make everything £1 again, the loyalty card? She was like, well, it does make things cheaper, yeah. I'm like, oh, okay. Do it need anything from me? Just your email address? Da, 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 da. I'm like, oh, no, fuck off. No, I'm not having this.
Hold on. No, I'm not having this. I'm not having this. No.
I'm not getting like, hey, just so you know, there's a special offer on fucking these chocolate Cadbury biscuits. Okay, right, how much is it? 3 for £1? No, 3 for £1.25. Fuck off! You don't need the extra 25p. Make that up by flinging some fucking, lollipop that should be 75p. Make that £1. Trying to get 20, like, if something's £5, I go, like, why do I care so much? It's a good question, I don't know. Not enough therapists, not enough money. If it's a £5, you go, okay, well, realistically, you couldn't have made that £1. When it's like £1.10, fuck off, just make it £1. What's wrong with you? Just fucking, remember where you come from. Yeah, remember your roots. Yeah, there you go, that's Poundland. Right, we'll do a little bit of spotted, a little bit of memories and get out of here. This pod, I feel like this, I'm feeling it as I'm going through it. I'm feeling like this is a weird one. It's still going to get banked. It's still going in the chamber. It's still going in the can. It still counts. It's episode 10. But I'm not thrilled with the way that I've met double digits. All right? And I'm just going to be honest with you. That's where I'm at. I feel like it's kind of been a little bit angry. I feel like my energy's been a little bit negative. And I'm usually like a really upbeat, affable, friendly kind of guy. My headphones are broken as well, by the way. Buds, left ear, have got knackered. So yeah, my ear is fucked, but also so are they. So I'm in the market for new headphones. I'm between Samsung Buds Pro 2 or 3 newer, well more expensive, loads of features that like I'm just not going to care about. But but like you can have like a live translator. Do you know what? WhatsApp groups have subjected me to too much mad shit that my brain isn't suitably impressed with technology. Like, these buds, you can be talking to someone and they can be talking to you in like Cantonese, and it will, in real time, translate what they're saying into your ears. And I'm like watching it going, oh, that's pretty cool. And I think it's partly because I'll just go to my phone and someone's put a video into the WhatsApp group of like a guy getting his head chopped off, which actually happened today. It's like I think it's like a Mexican cartel type. He's like, does a disclosure to the camera. I have no idea. I don't speak Mexican, but if I had them pro buds, I know exactly what was going on and why he was begging for his life. And that would have really made, given it a bit more substance to the visual. And then just get his big knife and just start going through his fucking it's brutal. But I'm just watching it going like, yeah. I mean, it is a Tuesday morning. It's been about 24 hours since I've seen someone's head fall off. So, like, well, less falls off. It's more hacked off. And you can tell this guy's, he's been around the block. He knows what he's doing with it as well. But, yeah, incredible. But I do think it's like with boobs. Like, I've seen more boobs than, like, 99.99999% of men before me. Like, pre-internet men. Cavemen to Microsoft. Like, and it's not even close. Like, I've seen more naked women than, like, yeah, all of them combined, I'd say, in a particularly, like, lonely month. It's crazy, really, isn't it? No wonder then you're kind of going like, oh, I just can't get the dopamine. You just can't find the dopamine nowadays, now. You just can't get it, can you? Fucking beheadings and titties on your phone in an instant. Anyway. Here's the moan of today on The Spotted. I'm sat in Dunelm car park and just watching a wheelchair-bound lady and carer struggle into a cab while the driver's just sat there watching. I remember the days where cab drivers valued their customers. How bad is this? And I can't help but think, why didn't you help? Do you know what I mean? You're sat there going, oh, look at this. Andy and Lou from Little Britain trying to get into that Zara Picasso. I'm such a c***. But you're watching that and going, oh, that's awful, that. See that? Yeah, that poor carer struggling to get that guy in the wheelchair into that taxi. Driver's just sat there doing fuck all. Yeah, it's awful. Yeah, someone should do something, you're right. I'll just sit here and watch. You're just as fucking bad. And you might go, oh yeah, I'm not being paid. Like, he's not being paid for that part either. Like, you get out and fucking help. That is just textbook, isn't it, today's world? That's fucking awful. Someone should do something about that. Are you going to do anything? Nah, probably not. Oh, that puppy's drowning in the lake. Why is there nobody? Look at the amount of people here just like leaving it to drown. It's despicable. Yes, I am in a wetsuit with flippers. I was going to swim in there today, yeah, but not now. There's a drowning puppy in it. Fucking honestly. That was a stretch. Anyway, let's get into the memories and get out of here. My brain is just not there. I'm not quite at the point where I want to apologise for this, go full PG MOL and be like, yeah, it wasn't up to standard today, but it's been a bit weird, isn't it? Right. You can have these weird ones on the path to 21, baby. The route isn't linear to the top 1% of podcasts. Let's get into the memories. For those who don't know, I'll go into my Facebook memories. Fucking raw. And judge myself accordingly. I've gone on a massive diatribe about the Arctic Monkeys tracks. The new wave of Arctic Monkeys tunes were just appalling. I don't care. Call me a pleb. I don't give a shit. They weren't good. Bigging up the Pacific. By the way, excellent. Band of Brothers is superb. But the Pacific, it holds its own. Sometimes I even prefer aspects of it. But either way, get on that. I don't care if war is your thing, not your thing. I don't care. Check it out. It's excellent. Do you know, it'd be typical if like nothing of note happens here. 11 years ago, it's football. I'm not going to bore you with it. That's the Arsenal agenda. If you want to listen to that, it's my Arsenal podcast. More Arsenal. Here we go. 13 years ago, Dan's whinging about something. Nothing's changed. Never watch a film at Cineworld Bedford unless you want running commentary of the movie with random outbursts of allow it, rah. No way, fam. Or the best ones to people who say things like, turn the light on, leave the house, don't go in there. Yeah, if they took all of your advice, it'd make a pretty fucking shit film, wouldn't it? I agree. Like, I don't go to the cinema because I know that I'm not good at shutting the fuck up. So I don't go there. If you can't shut the fuck up, don't go to the cinema to watch films. We don't need your director's fucking nose, alright? Shh.
Knock, knock. Who's there? Shh. Look. Let me tell you a little story about a man named Even before you start. That was a preemptive shh. Just know I have a whole bag of shh with your name on it.
Anyway. 13 years ago today, celebrating no longer being a next employee by scaring the shit out of myself in a public place. Now, I'm guessing that's because I missed out on Scott scaring me by creeping up and asking me weird questions about my mum and her use of her mouth or my dad's genitals. And weird how it always wraps up and finds a way. And do you know what? That's exempt because joke's on you. I don't fucking know my dad. Anyway, what a weird way to sign off. I'm actually not hungry because I've already eaten, in case you're worried. But we'll leave it there. This has been RuMayoNation, or another podcast that I can blame this on. Tune in for episode 11, where, do you know what? I feel like we're going to have a really nice, positive time of things. Shut then.